Good day everyone, this is Fatima Nina Gonzaga. So today I'm going to discuss with you the living citizenship as cultural empathy becomes living global citizenship, and also principles decision making. So before I proceed, I will going to discuss with you what is global citizenship. So global citizens are people who want to learn about and take action on the world's biggest challenges. A global citizen is someone who identifies as being part of an emerging world community and whose action contribute to building this community's values and practices. A global citizen is someone who is aware of and understands the wider world and their place in it. They take an active role in their community and work with others to make our planet more peaceful, sustainable, and fairer. So now let's proceed to the global citizenship as they practice cultural empathy. So cultural empathy or intercultural competence is commonly articulated as a goal of global education. Intercultural competence occupies a central position in higher educations, thinking about global citizen, and is seen as an important skills in the workplace. So, a global citizen can be understood in terms of cultural origins, exchange, and development. Moreover, the ability of an emerging global citizen to appreciate other culture and societies and move towards a common shared set of values and understanding is a valuable goal. So having an appreciation and consideration of the differences and similarities of another culture, this global appreciation of other cultures, tradition, and values is something we argue as cultural empathy. Cultural empathy is both a social policy and act of humanity, and when combined with our nation of living citizenship, it helps us to define what we mean by living global citizenship. So cultural empathy also helps us to celebrate and appreciate the richness of culture differences. So next is intercultural competence. So this is a range of cognitive, affective, and behavioral skills that lead to effective and appropriate communication with people of other cultures. So for example, your attitude and being respect of the culture and understanding the concept of the cultures. Or in a simple words, cultural competence is the ability to participate and ethically and effective in a personal and professional intercultural. So intercultural competence is something that you participate doing their culture and respecting, or to encourage the acknowledgement and acceptance of the differences and appearance, behavior, and culture. There are types of cultural competence, which is awareness, attitude, knowledge, and skills. So global citizenship education is something to encouraging people to develop the knowledge, skills, and values they need to engage with the world. Educational for global citizenship isn't an additional subject, it's a framework for learning, reaching beyond school to the wider community. So global education can help us to develop the capacity to be informed, open-minded, and to be a responsible people. And also, global education is the way in which the students are not only able to understand the competence of the culture, but also to understand the way in which they are unique in their perspective. because global education is developing a sense of self and appreciation of cultural diversity and affirmation of social justice and human rights, as well as building peace and actions for a sustainable future in different time and places. So now let's proceed to the last topic, which is global citizenship as the cultivation of principles decision making. So this global citizenship entails an awareness of the interdependence of individuals and system and a sense of responsibility that follows from it. So here are the principles of the decision making. First is you become more aware. So a global citizen is aware that we live in an interconnected web where many of our actions and choices affect those locally, nationally, and many times even internationally. So they are able to respect themselves as well as others regardless of where they live. So as a result of thinking globally means you see more people advocate for serious issues. Some of these matters could include human rights, religious pluralism, gender equity, and rule of law, environmental protection, sustainable economic growth, and poverty alleviation. And second is you participate in a community. So generally, a global citizen tries to have an understanding of how the world works and tries to stay well informed. They participate in the community at the range of level from the local to the global and are willing to act to make the world a more equitable and sustainable place. So lastly is you become a problem solver. So with the global citizenship education, people are able to solve problems, make decisions, think critically, communicate ideas effectively, and work well with others. This not only helps them personally and educationally, but eventually professionally as well. Thus, a global education in the workplace is paramount. You have several opportunities to be flexible and creative and proactive. Thank you guys, and I hope you learned something.